the 1987 Constitution, the state shall defend the right of children to assistance including proper care and nutrition and special protection from all forms. Madaming nakarelate, oh. Ayan, pinagbunot ng damo sa kainitan. 'Di ba? Mga punishments na mayroon dati na hindi naman na nag-e-exist ngayon kasi ito yung marami tayong ina-avoid, 'di ba? So DepEd shall promulgate a zero tolerance policy for any act of child abuse, exploitation, violence, discrimination, bullying, and other forms of abuse. Okay. So start tayo sa prohibited acts under child protection policy. Meron tayong tinatawag na child abuse. Ayan, child abuse refers to the maltreatment of child, whether habitual or not, which includes the psychological and physical abuse, neglect, cruelty, sexual abuse, and emotional maltreatment. Any act or deeds or words which debases, degrades, or demeans the intrinsic worth of dignity of a child as a human being. So, kapag sinasabihan natin ng tanga, bobo, or anything yung bata, it's already a form of child abuse kasi nade-degrade natin yung worth nung bata. Okay? Next naman po is discrimination against children. So when we talk about discrimination against children, we refer to exclusion, distinction, restriction, or preference, which is based on any ground such as age, ethnicity, sex, sexual orientation, or gender identity. So halimbawa may gustong salihan yung bata na competition, hindi naman natin pwedeng i-exclude yung bata dahil lang sa gender niya, 'di ba? Dahil lang sa age niya. Ay hindi ka pwede dito, overage ka na. Ay hindi ka pwedeng sumali dahil lalaki ka or dahil babae ka. Okay? We don't limit the children to that. Child exploitation. For child exploitation, we have forms of child exploitation. We have sexual exploitation. We have also economic exploitation. So for sexual exploitation, abuse of position or vulnerability, differential power of trust for sexual purposes. First, forcing a child to participate in prostitution or the production of pornographic materials such as a result of being subjected to deception, threat, force, abduction, coercion, abuse of authority, debt, bondage, fraud, or through abuse of victims' vulnerability. Economic exploitation, use of the child in work or other activities for the benefit of others. So, hindi naman to common sa school, pero ang child exploitation, yung pagtatrabahuhin yung bata without consent of any parents, pero ang bata po talaga, hindi talaga siya pwedeng pagtrabahuhin. Next is violence against children in school. Ayan, a single act of a series of acts committed by school administrators, academic and non-academic personnel against a child. So, yun yung mga panghahampas, pamamalo, any physical violence or mental violence na nakaka-harm sa bata. Next, we also have corporal punishment. Ayan yung mga ginagawa sa atin before na punishment ng mga teachers are under corporal punishments na nagpo-fall din sa child abuse. So, bakit ba natin ina-avoid yung corporal punishment nowadays? Kasi ang sabi nila, yung corporal punishment na ginagamit before is ginagamit siya dahil yung mga teachers before and even yung mga oldies before, they came from a war. So, meaning to say, mas um, tawag dito, mas strong yung punishment na binibigay sa kanila dahil nanggaling nga sila sa mga gera and mga problematic times. Unlike nowadays, pinopromote natin kasi yung um, tawag dito, positive reinforcement, okay? Or positive discipline, 'di ba? Para hindi natin para maiwasan natin yung mga malalang punishment. Kasi nagkakaroon kasi ng abusive factor yung corporal punishment eh. Nagkakaroon ng opportunity yung mga abusers, 'di ba? Para mas panindigan pa nila yung pananakit nila. Yun lang naman po yun. Next is any analogous or similar acts sa mga nabanggit ko pong prohibited acts. And also bullying or peer abuse. So, siyempre hindi lang naman prone ang bata sa pananakit ng mga teachers or other school personnel. Siyempre, pwede rin silang masaktan ng kanilang mga kapwa kaklase. So, masasabi nating bullying to hindi lang kapag habitual nangyayari. Kapag meron ng threat na nagaganap, it could be considered as bullying. Hindi lang naman dahil may latay yung bata, puwede ring dahil nag-cause 'to ng fear and anxiety sa kanya. So, hindi ko na po nalagay dito yung duties and responsibility ng school, pero duties and responsibility includes a safe and conducive environment for children. Yun lang naman po yun. And also, maging open tayo para sa mga complaints ng bata and support them whenever they have problems, 'di ba? Nandiyan tayo for them to help them, guide them, 'di ba? And give them advices para ma-solve yung problema po. So, yun lamang po. May mga questions po ba? May questions pa po? Kung wala na po, thank you so much po, dear teacher. So, I will give back the floor to our dear MCs. Thank you po.
Okay, thank you, Miss Faustino. I really learned a lot from your discussion. May our discussion continue to inspire. As we are about to end the discussion for today, the last speaker will be teaching or once again reminding us about the who are stakeholders. She is a great leader of Team Makati, the one who manages this program. She is a product of Taguig City University with her course BS Ed English. She has 1 year and 3 months teaching experience, an English teacher from San Antonio National High School. She is no other than Miss Jamaica Simeon. Let us welcome her with a virtual heart or clap emoticon, please.
Thank you so much, sir. Am I audible po?
Yes po.
Ayan, thank you so much po. Mabilisan na lang po to. Actually, this would be the last topic which will focus on the stakeholders po. But before that, let me just ask this question, my dear teachers. Kasi siguro nawindang tayo kanina ang bibigat ng mga um, sinasabi or tinutukoy, okay, ng mga reporter sa Makati sa first presenter or reporter pa lang. As a teacher po, why do we need to know or to learn this ideas, okay, on or about the legal issues in the Philippines po? Why do you think? What do you think is the reason po kaya? You can unmute yourselves po if you know the answer or if you're willing to answer my question, or maybe you can answer in our chat box. You can put it there. You can type it there. Why is it necessary for us teachers to identify or to have these ideas on legal issues in the Philippines, especially in education? Ayan, kung nakinig po tayo, okay, bago po natin simulan itong pinakamagaan na topic, okay, sa amin. Sino po kaya ang pwedeng makapagsalita on behalf of our classmates? Sige po. Okay, I'm checking on your answer po sa chat box. Bakit po kaya kinakailangan nating malaman ang mga legal issues na to sa Pilipinas as a teacher? Okay, so meron dyan si Ma'am Miriam. Sige po. I will be giving you the floor, Sir Joseph po. I'll just read yung mga ilan dito na sagot.
Ayun
Okay?
po, good afternoon po. To aware din po sa ano natin, sa protection natin. Like yung tinalakay kanina natin, Code of Ethics, then syempre yung rights din ng mga bata. Especially sa kanila, lalo na sa panahon natin sa ngayon. Sabi nga kanina doon sa comment section, may nabasa ko doon na hindi na natin pwedeng bigyan ng katulad doon dating corporal punishment yung mga bata ngayon kasi nagsusumbong agad sila. Eh sa panahon ngayon, hindi mo na mapagalitan. So, yun, para maging aware din tayo for the safety na rin ng bawat teachers o bawat isa sa atin.
Much, sir. Very well said po. Yes, that's true. Okay, according po kay Ma'am Divina Cagayan, for our own safety and protection, from Ma'am Sena, makasait not to break laws. From Teacher Kimberly, para malaman din po natin ang mga grounds kapag may nalabag po tayong batas. Tama po, kay Ma'am Aisa naman, para maging aware po tayo to protect ourselves and to be aware of our rights. Tama, Ma'am Jennifer. Self-protection din ang sabi ni Ma'am Irenor Salvador. Kay Ma'am Jocelyn, para aware po tayo ano yung mga do's and don'ts. Okay, guide po natin according to Ma'am Joanne. Kay Sir Leo Dupalco naman for the protection and awareness for both teachers and learners. Okay, kung halos pare-pareho po yung ano natin, no, yung yung mga sagot natin. Yes, there is really a need for us to know the legal issues in the Philippines, as what you have said po, not to protect ourselves and to know our rights. Okay, lalong-lalo na sa panahon ngayon na sabi nyo nga, hindi na natin magawa, kahit pagalitan natin ang mga bata, ay may kaakibat na na parusa para sa ating mga teachers. So, by learning this particular legal issues po, no, we are being guided according to Ma'am Miriam for our or in our profession. So again po, thank you so much po on behalf of Team Makati for actively participating. Ayan. Pero hindi pa po ako tapos. Sige po, Ma'am Colleen. Ayan. So, aalamin po natin, alam kong alam nyo na po itong mga to. No? Thank you so much po sa mga sumasagot pa. Okay, naka-record po yan with Sir Joel. Ayan. Ito po yung title ng ating discussion. Who are the school stakeholders? How are they classified? And what are their roles? Okay. So, there are two types po kasi ng stakeholders, my dear teachers. Merong internal, saka mayroong tinatawag na external. So may idea po ba kayo kung sino-sino yung under ng internal or external? Okay, so may idea dyan. But before answering my question, let's talk first about this one, stakeholders. Sino-sino ba tong mga to? So when we say stakeholders, our dear teachers, ito ba yung mga individuals on or groups that have an interest in the functioning and success of a school. So they are typically classified, sabi ko nga sa inyo kanina, into two. We have the internal and external stakeholders. And each one has specific roles that contribute to the educational environment or to the educational success, okay, of a particular school. Ayan, ay sinabi po si Sir Joel. Ayan. So, Sir Joel said, stakeholders in education include both those who are directly involved, such as parents, teachers, and students, okay, and those indirectly impact, such as the government officials and local business leaders by the success or failure of an educational system. Thank you so much, Sir Joel, for your insight. Ayan. Okay, so thank you. Next, let's proceed, ma'am, to the next slide. Okay, ito po. Okay, i-review na lang po natin to. So these are the internal stakeholders po. We have the students, the teachers, school administrators, and the support staff. Okay. So these internal stakeholders are individuals or group, sabi nga ni Sir Joel kanina, who are directly involved in the daily operation po ng educational activities within the school. Okay? So let's start first with, of course, the students. Sabi nga nila, di ba, ang students, Ma'am Colleen, please proceed to the next slide. So when we say students, ito yung ating number one consumer, kumbaga, di ba? Ito yung pinaka-ano natin. So, these are our primary recipients, okay, of the educational services. Okay? And their role is to engage in learning, of course, participate in school activities, and of course, provide feedback on their educational experiences. Okay, how do we find that particular feedback? If they're really learning from us through the assessment, di ba? We can identify if they are really with that feedback rather. Okay, we can base if they are really listening or they are really learning, okay, based on the assessment that we are giving them. So again po, pag sinabi nating students, they are the primary recipient, okay, of our educational services. Another, we have, please proceed to the second slide. Ayan, napaka-self-explanatory naman po ito, di ba? Yung teachers. Okay. So, this is our role. Okay, in educational system, our role is to deliver instruction and guide our students in learning. We develop and implement lesson plans, assess students' progress, okay, manage classroom environments, and of course, collaborates with colleagues to enhance the curriculum. Okay, mga ginagawa natin na departmental or department meeting, 'di ba? or ano yun, horizontal, vertical grade level na meeting. Okay, yan yung mga collaboration na ginagawa natin as a teacher. Okay, yung mga LAC session na nangyayari every Friday sa mga schools natin or every Monday, depende. Okay, sa mood ng ating mga school head or ang ating department head. Ayan. Next po, alam naman na po natin yan ng teachers, ang trabaho ng teachers kasi lahat naman tayo ay tapos dyan. And we are exercising that responsibilities or that role. Okay, next would be this one, the school administrators po, administrators. So the role of this one is to oversee the school's operation and ensure that the school meets educational standards. Okay, this example of this are the principals, vice principals, and other administrative staff such as yung ating mga head teacher, like Sir Joel, head teacher ng Filipino, si Sir sa Tibagan High School. Tama po ba, Sir? Ang aking head teacher sa English Department, si Ma'am Rowena Bunagan. Ayan po. So ano-ano yung mga responsibilities ng mga school administrators na to? Isa po ito, isa dito yung mga pag-i-implement po ng mga school policies rather, manage budget, yung mga MOE na sinasabi, support teachers and staff, yan, kaya may mga professional meeting, ganon, communicate with parents and the community, and ensure compliance with the regulation. Ayan, bago po nagkaroon sa school namin, for example, bago po kami magkakandak ng panibagong way ng pagse-celebrate or ng commencement exercises sa grade 10. Nagpa-meeting po kami last time na kung saan di ko po alam kung kayo din, but allow me to share na sa classroom, naka-classroom base po kami. Okay, pagdating ng moving up or completion ng grade 10 namin. Yun pinagmitingan nung nakaraan na sobrang tawag ito, sobrang init ang ulo ng mga teacher ay ng mga parents. Ayan, ako nag-MC doon kaya ramdam na ramdam ko po. But that's one of the responsibility po ng isang administrator. Ayan, nakipagchismisan daw ako. Next po. Okay, next would be next ma'am, school administrator is done. Support staff po tayo. Ma'am Colleen. Okay, so when we say support staff, ito po yung mga counselors, librarians, janitors, and cafeteria workers po natin na provide po ng essential services that support the school's functioning. So when we say counselors, ito po yung nag-o-offer ng emotional and academic support to students. Yung librarians, alam naman po natin that they manage the school's library resources and support literacy programs. Ang mga janitors po natin, maintain a clean and safe school environment. Okay, and then yung mga cafeteria workers, so yung mga nandun sa canteen, they prepare and serve nutritious meals para sa ating mga estudyante and of course sa atin din po ng mga staff, other staff po. Ayan. And then, Ma'am Colleen, I think we're done with the internal. Now, let's proceed po sa ating external stakeholders. Okay, ang ating external stakeholders naman po are individuals or groups who are outside the school who have an interest in its success and are affected by its performance. So, they support and influence the school in various ways. And key external stakeholders and their roles include we have the parents and guardians, school board members, community member, government agencies, and alumni po. Okay, so let's start with parents and um, guidance. Tama, parents po. Okay, so this one, sa parents po, alam naman po natin that these are our the parents of our students, right? And they support their children's education and advocate for their needs. And one of their responsibilities is or are to ensure regular school attendance. Okay, ginagawa pa po ba yan ng mga parents natin kasi minsan sila na rin yung nagsasabi naman masakit ulo ng anak ko pero ayaw lang naman talaga pumasok. Mas nakikinig sila sa kanilang sa kanilang anak na pag sinabi ng kanilang anak na masakit ang ulo ko mama, hindi mo na ako papasok. Yan pala may exam sa English. Ayan, di na rin pinapasok ng magulang. Pero sana yung mga magulang natin, alam ko may mga magulang na din po dito na teacher, lalong-lalo na ngayon, di ba? Hindi nyo na pinapapasok mga anak ninyo kasi patapos na yung klase. Alright. So, ayan, let us make sure okay, that our students or our children are going to school every day. They have their perfect attendance. Of course, kung pumapasok sila, dapat gumagawa sila ng mga activities. Okay, kasi may ganon, may sumugod sa amin sa school. Okay, if I may to share, nagsabi, anak kasi siya ng teachers, nasabihan kami na may protocol ba na ginamit, di man lang ba kami nagbigay ng what do you call this one? Ng parang consideration dun sa bata, bakit binigyan namin agad siya ng 73, gano'n, gano'n. Eh, nagme-message po kami araw-araw sa mga magulang. Ginagawa po namin na elementary yung mga grade 10 students po namin. So, ayun, nag-message sila sa principal, patawag tuloy kami. Kaya ayun. So, make sure lang po, no, na kahit pumapasok yung mga anak natin, sinasabi naman po, sana sinasabi din natin, no, na kahit pumapasok yung mga anak natin, kung hindi gumagawa, wala po talagang mako-compute. Common sense po yun, di ba? Another thing is to participate in school events, communicate with teachers. Ayan, ginagawa naman po yan. And of course, provide feedback to the school. Okay, gaya na po ng nangyari nung nakaraan. Ayan, next po. Next would be school board members. Okay, so ito po yung mga elected or appointed individuals who make decisions about school policies, budgets, and district-wide initiatives. So ang role po nila is make policy decisions that affect the school district, and their responsibilities are to approve budgets, establish policies, hire and evaluate the superintendent, and ensure that the school meets community and legal standards. Ayan po sila. Okay, next po is, sige ma'am, dapat po yan community members eh, pero nagka-ano tayo. Na-move na, Ma'am Colleen. Ayan. Yan, dapat po ano yan, community members. Okay, naulit ko po. So this one, community members, their role is to support the school through resources and partnership. May mga NGO po dyan, may mga local businesses po, di ba? May mga residents po na gustong tumulong, okay, sa mga malalapit na school. So they are the one who participate school events, sila yung nagvo-volunteer and advocate for the school in the broader community. Tapos yung mga local businesses naman, they sometimes provide sponsorship, 'di ba? Mga fundings and real-world learning opportunities like yung mga nag-o-offer po ng mga internship, okay, sa mga schools or sila po yung tumatanggap ng internship. I mean, and then yung non-profit and community organization po, ito po yung mga nag-o-offer din ng programs and services that support students and families. Like anong tawag dito, yung mga cyclist, yung mga may tawag po dun eh, nakalimutan ko na pero I'll get back to you on that. Okay, next po. Rotary Club, that's it. Ayun, binalikan ko na po kayo agad. So, may mga Rotary Club na pumupunta sa school. Okay, gaya po sa San Antonio, yung principal namin may isang ano na Rotary Club. Yun po yung sumusuport not only sa mga students, okay, but sa teachers din. Nagbibigay po sila ng libreng pa-eyeglasses, pa-check-up ng mga katawan, gano'n-gano'n. Gano'n po yon. Alright, next pa is the local agencies. Okay, so again, isa rin po aside from the non-local government agencies po, of course, ang unang-una talaga natutulong sa atin is yung local agencies na kung saan sila rin yung isa sa magpo-provide ng funding and set educational standard. Okay? They allocate funding to schools, establish educational policies and standard, and they make sure and ensure that nagko-comply with state and federal laws ang school and support professional development for educators po. Ayan. And then, of course, next slide, ma'am, is yung tinatawag natin ng mga alumni or yung mga former students po, okay, who may support the school through donation, mentorship programs, and advocacy. Meron din naaalala ko sa mga graduate dito sa TCU, may tinatawag na alumni ano yan, alumni card, alumni membership. Okay? So, yon sa pamamagitan nun, di ba? We as teachers, dapat ganun din tayo, nagsusupport din tayo sa ating mga former universities o school. So, this one, their role is to support the school through various forms of engagement. Yung mga responsibilities nila, pwede silang mag-donate, mag-mentor, magbigay ng mga advocacy such as promoting the school's reputation and contribute to the network, nag-o-offer sila ng guidance and support sa current students. You can do that also, teachers. And of course, yung donation na sinasabi natin, the alumni can provide financial support for school programs and scholarship. Ayun po. Tapos yung mga susunod po na slide, alam ko nabanggit ko na. Sige, Ma'am Colleen. Ayan, ito po yung mga roles of stakeholders na binanggit ko na po kanina. Yan, engage in learning, um, students engage in learning, provide feedback. Ayan, ayan po yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina, pinag-isa ko na. Thank you so much po, Ma'am Colleen. And then, ayan po. Okay, this one. Okay, ayan. Ito po para sa external. Okay na yan, Ma'am Colleen? Thank you so much po. Okay, for listening. And have a lovely and blessed day ahead po. Again, on behalf po of Makati, Team Makati po, thank you so much po for staying with us and for listening with us, for participating. God bless you all po. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much po, Ms. Simeon. We've heard some valuable insights from our team members. Now, I'd like to open the floor for questions. Please feel free to share your thoughts, ask questions, or provide feedback on the presentations we've seen so far. Remember to be concise and respectful of others' speaking time.
Okay, teachers, anyone po na may questions or clarifications po about sa mga discuss po kanina, teachers? Okay, since wala naman pong mga questions, okay, ladies and gentlemen and fellow participants, as we draw near to the conclusion of today's event, it is my distinct honor to introduce a person whose insight and closing remarks will provide a fitting culmination to our gathering, a person with wealth of experience and wisdom to share. Please join me in welcoming our dearest professor, Dr. Joel Zamora, as he delivers his closing remarks.
All right, thank you so much, Sir Eddie, for that great introduction, of course. And first of all, I would like to congratulate Team Makati for that very prepared and organized reporting. A round of applause for Team Makati, please. Can we give them a heart emoticon, please? Kaya tingnan natin kung sino yung mga nakatutok pa talaga hanggang ngayon. All right, so actually, that subject is very interesting, of course, because um, in our educational system here in the Philippines, we are facing several challenges. Not just the one mentioned earlier, but of course, when we speak of challenges in our educational system, it also involves the unequal access, even the quality of education or undeveloped research and innovations in our system. So, but of course, there's a lot of biggest problems that we're facing in our education. But of course, this subject, as I'm listening to our reporters, give us more comprehensive information and knowledge on how we are going to help to improve the quality education, the teaching and learning process. So, most especially the traditional way of how we teach our students, which is very challenging nowadays because we have that different acts or child protection policy. That's why as an educator, we have to think of many ways on how we are going to teach our students that they will remember the core values that we need to develop to them as mandated by the Department of Education. So I'm sure if there's one word that um, you learn from the topic that Tim Makati discussed this morning, will you please comment your one word insight in our chat box? So what one word will describe the things that you learned from the discussion that Tim Makati discussed to us this morning? May I request everyone to please write in the chat box. Okay, valuable by Ma'am Jonaline, meaningful by Ma'am Jennifer. What else? What about the others? Equality. Okay, informative, essential, because as an educator, we must know what are the essential things that we need to consider. Awareness, comprehensive, knowledge, what else? Okay, development, protection, respectful or equipped. We have to be equipped with all the memoranda, even the policies that the Department of Education is implementing. Of course, we have to be aware. Of course, awareness. Okay, professionalism. That's one of the challenges being an educator. We need to maintain being professional at all times. That's how very hard to become an educator. Lagi kasing may kaakibat na teacher ka pa naman, di ba? Tama ba ako? Ganun lagi kasing sinasabi sa atin. Okay, but of course, I know you have a lot of things in your mind because of the discussion that we had this morning. So, without further ado, I'm now closing our
Hello, everyone.
sino yun? I'm now closing our EDUC 205 about legal issues in education. Okay, once again, thank you so much, everyone. You may now leave this virtual room. And once again, congratulations for Team Makati. See you the next Saturday.
Congrats po.
Congratulations po, Team
Thank you
Makati.
all. Thank you po. Thank you.